Here's the essential inventory plugin for Unreal Engine 5. Surventory. At the time of recording this video, Surventory is still in development, but you can get a free demo and start building your own inventory system already today. To find out how to get a demo of the plugin, please have a look into the video description below. Surventory is a very basic but powerful inventory system that focuses on extensibility instead of a one-size-fits-all solution. Why is it different? A lot of inventory systems try to be everything right from the start. They're packed with features because features appear to be the selling point number one. But that often leads to complicated and bloated systems that try to cover every type of inventory inside one big system. The truth is, every game is different with its own specific requirements. And that's why Surventory focuses on the essentials and nothing more. Instead of giving you a complex, rigid system, it delivers the core features you actually need to build your own inventory system. Clean, extensible, and easy to understand. Surventory is built entirely around interfaces, making it easy to integrate with your own game systems. In this video, we are going to create a very basic example to get started. Before we start, please make sure the plugin is installed into the engine directly. At least for the demo version, please do not install it to the project directly. It might break the binaries of the plugin. Let's create a project. We will start with the third-person template. Name the project and click on Create. In a separate folder, create a new blueprint and select Object as the base class. Name the blueprint Item Definition Base _BP. We will use this blueprint to create a so-called item definition. An item definition is the description of an item that can be added to the inventory. For example, a potion, a sword, or whatever you want to define as an item inside of your game. In the same folder, create another blueprint and again select Object as the base class. Name the blueprint Item Instance Base _BP. This blueprint will be used to create item instances inside of the inventory. These item instances represent the items that live inside the inventory. It will work something like this. If we tell Surventory to add an item definition to our inventory, Surventory will use the information of this item definition to create an item instance inside of the inventory. Open the item definition blueprint. As already said, Surventory is built entirely around interfaces. Therefore, we want to implement the Surventory item definition interface. Go to Class Settings and under Interfaces, add the interface Surventory item definition. This will give us three interface functions we can implement. Get item instance class, get maximum stack size, and on instance created. The get item instance class will tell Surventory which class shall be used to create the item instance when the item definition gets added to the inventory. This is pretty cool because different item definitions can be used to create different item instances. For example, there could be different item instances for consumables, armor, or weapons. In this example, we will simply return the item instance base, which we have created earlier. The get maximum stack size will tell Surventory how many items can be stacked upon each other before a new inventory slot shall be acquired. In our example, we will set it to -1 to allow an infinite amount of items to be stacked. On instance created will be called every time a new item instance got created. Let's ignore this function for now. Because our item definition is still pretty boring, let's add a property to it. Create a variable of type text and name it display name. And make sure it's visible outside of the blueprint. This will be the name of our item. For the default value, let's use default item. As you can see, Surventory does not force you to use a display name or any other property. It's completely up to you. Open the item instance blueprint. For the item instance, we want to implement the item instance interface. Go to Class Settings, and under Interfaces, add the interface Surventory Item Instance. This will give us 3 interface functions we can implement: Set Item Definition class, Get Item Definition class, and On Surventory Entry Changed. The Set Item Definition class is the function which will be used by Surventory to tell the item instance which item definition was used to create it, so that the item instance knows its properties, like in our case, the display name. To store this information, we want to create a class variable of type item definition base, and we will name it item def class. Drag in the variable and select the set node. Because we cannot set the value directly, we first have to cast it correctly into item definition base. The Get Item Definition class is the same thing, but the other way. This time, we don't have to cast the variable first. We can simply return the value of the variable item def class. The function onSurventoryEntryChanged will be called every time the item instance slot was modified. For example, the first time the item instance was created, or every time its stack count was updated. In our example, we're going to print out a string every time this event occurs. Let's create a print string node. Set its duration parameter to a value of around 20 seconds. The message we're going to display shall be the display name, followed by the current stack count. To get the display name, we can simply use the item def class variable and call getClassDefaults on it. To get a current number of items in the stack, we can break down the event message, which will give us the new count parameter. Connect everything and save. To pick up items in the game world, we are going to create an item pickup actor to collect an item if the character runs across it. Create a new blueprint and select Actor as the base class. Name the blueprint Item Pickup Actor _BP. Open the Item Pickup Actor. Under Components, with the default C node selected, add a box collision. Next, add a static mesh component and scale it down to a scaling factor of around 0.2. In our example, we're going to use a cube mesh. Under Collision, select the collision preset No Collision. And under Variables, add a variable of type Item Definition Base and name it Item Definition. Also make sure this variable is visible outside of the blueprint. Set the default value of this variable to Item Definition Base. We will use this variable to tell the item pickup actor which item it contains. Save and close the blueprint. Let's add some item pickup actors to our scene by dragging the blueprint into the viewport. If we hit play and run across the items, we will see that nothing happens. And that's because we still need to add the Surventory Manager to our game. In our example, we will add the Surventory Manager component to the third-person character. Open the third-person character. Under Components, add the Surventory Manager component. Next, select the Capsule component and add a new event onComponentBeginOverlap. This event will be called every time the Capsule component overlaps another actor and/or component. To identify the item pickup, let's cast the other actor input to item pickup actor BP. From the item pickup actor, we want to get the item definition variable. Next, drag in the Surventory Manager and drag off the node Add Item Definition. Connect the item definition variable with the input item def class. For now, we will keep the stack count parameter at 1. Hit play and run across the items. As you can see, the log message of our inventory entry changed event appears every time we run across an item pickup. We can also see that the actual number of items in our inventory increase. Great, but one last thing. Let's update the pickup logic so that the pickup disappears once we have successfully added it to the inventory. Drag off a node of the item pickup actor node and create the node destroy actor. We want to call this node only if the add item definition call was successfully. To check if the add item definition call of the Surventory Manager was successful, we can simply split the return value node and use the parameter return value success to create a branch and then connect the true output with the destroy actor node. Hit play and voila, the item pickup actors now get destroyed every time we run across them. In the next video we will do some improvements and have a look at the message broker feature of Surventory. If you had fun or learned something, consider a free subscription of my channel and like this video. Every support is very appreciated. Keep on coding.